I think a mild recession is possible, a harder recession is possible. I think there's a good chance that inflation will come down, but not enough by the fourth quarter. The Fed may actually have to do more. And I think a lot of things that have happened in the world, think of the bigger trends, are inflationary. Infrastructure spending, the IRA Act, lessening trade with certain parts of the world, bringing trade back into America. Those things are all, the green transition is going to take a lot of capital. So all those things kind of have inflationary attributes that are very different than we've been through the last 20 years.
I'm going to come back to the consumer point in a second, but last year you talked about in your letter this sort of confluence of three major factors: QT, America rebounding from a sort of post-COVID economy fairly strongly, and then obviously the war as well. You talked about them sort of leading us into an unprecedented period. How do we get out of that period?
It's diplomacy. I mean, that's why this is not, we always talk about uncertainty in the economy and the uncertainty. I call it normal uncertainty. The weather's, we know what the weather's like. That's why these things are different. QT, coming out of COVID, the war in Ukraine. I think it's been pushed out a little bit further. I would have thought we'd be dealing with this a little bit sooner, but it does look like some of that stuff is coming to fruition at the end of this year. Russia, Ukraine, we just simply don't know. I think it's wrong to sit and predict, because if you look at the history of wars, they've been pretty much unpredictable, and how they play out and which ones affect the global economy and how they do. If you look at a lot of wars, they didn't affect the global economy, but they were literally in very small parts of the economy. This is not in a small part of the economy. And this is a European nation. It's Russia, and it's oil and major oil and gas supply and food supply around the world. So this is a whole different attribute to it.